There was once a king whose only son was depressed, miserable, morose, sad, inconsolable. For God's sake, cheer up. What on earth's the matter with you? I don't know, Father, I don't feel very good. He would spend all day staring out of the window. Is it love you're looking for? You could have any woman in the kingdom. No, Father, I don't think so. I just feel so empty. The king tried everything. He tried comedy, music, theatre. None of it worked. And it also seemed to him that every day that went by, his son got weaker and he seemed to be pining away, and he started to get really worried. And so he called a conference of the wisest healers, advisors, astrologers, therapists, you name it, they turned up. And they met in a big hall in the palace to discuss what could be done about the king's son. And after several days they came to the king with an answer. Your Majesty, we've consulted the stars and we've decided that the only thing that will help your son is if he could wear the shirt of a truly happy man. Then perhaps some of the happiness might rub off, you know? And so the search was on for a truly happy man. A priest came to see the king. Are you happy? Said the king. Why, yes, Your Majesty, most happy. Would you like to be a bishop? I could make you a bishop. Why, yes, please, Your Majesty, I'd like that very much indeed. Then you're not truly happy, you're not what I'm looking for. Clear off, get out of my sight. And they searched the whole kingdom, east, west, north, south, but it seemed like to find someone, woman or man, who was truly and utterly content was not that easy. For everyone, it seemed, even those who were apparently happy and joyful, their lives would be improved by the addition of a little something, you know, a bit more money or slightly better health or a bigger house. You know how it goes. They couldn't find a truly content person. And so at this point in the story, the king did what kings often do in folk tales when they have difficult problems. They go out hunting. And so he set off on horseback with his friends around him out over the green hills, and they ended up chasing a hare. And the hare was fast as the wind, and the king got separated from the others, and he found himself chasing the hare into a vineyard, and there the animal disappeared. But in that vineyard, he heard the sound of singing. It wasn't the most beautiful voice in the world, but there was something about it that made the king's heart feel at ease. He just wanted to lay in the ground and luxuriate in that voice, for it was full of a rich and deep contentment. He followed the sound, and there he came to a young man who was pruning the vines and singing to himself. Young man, you sound very happy. Are you truly content? Why, yes, Your Majesty, I am most content here with my vines. I could do with someone happy like you in the palace as an advisor. Would you come and work for me? No, Your Majesty, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to leave my vines. I'm happy here. I could pay you handsomely. Your Majesty, I live a simple life. I've no need for anything more. Do you have a wife? No, Your Majesty. Well, then perhaps I could find you a wife. There are many beautiful women in the palace. Your Majesty, in this moment I don't need a wife. And if I do, well, I trust that life will bring her to me. Oh, the king was getting quite excited now, and the other hunters turned up, and he said, look, I think I've done it. I think I've found the man that can truly help my son. Young man, would you do something for me? If If I can, Your Majesty, I will. Would you give me your shirt? The young man opened his jacket. Your Majesty, I don't wear a shirt.